Hey ladies, it's your girl Precious Williams, proud founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious. And I definitely wanted to come to you today and have a great conversation with you. As you can tell, I'm in New York, so I know you hear the fire trucks, you hear the ambulance, you hear all of that. That's New York for you. But I wanted to come to you today because it's hashtag Motivation Monday. And I wanted to share with you so much. Number one, what would you do if you weren't afraid? Really, what would you do if you weren't afraid? Hey Cheryl, how are you, darling? I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out. I got a new phone and I'm trying to figure out how to make it all work. And so I want to know, what would you do if you weren't afraid? Would you take on speaking opportunities? Would you go after that VIP that everybody says you can't get? Would you reach out to your network? Would you make things pop? Would you be more visible? Would you be all in people's faces? What would you do if you weren't afraid? I can tell you, I probably operate. Hey, Rixie. Hey, Dr. Akina. I can tell you that, this past weekend, I was so freaked out because I was meeting with a former shark from Shark Tank, and I was so afraid because I didn't think I was ready. I was afraid because I didn't think I could put things together. I was afraid of a lot of things, and sometimes I worry that you all may not have confidence in me because sometimes I freak out, and then I have to realize that I'm human and I freak out because these things are real. So anyway, killed it, nailed it. Everything went fine. Moving on, moving to the next level. Everything is fine. And then I realized the reason why I was fine is because I reached out to my sisters and I asked for their help. I asked them to look over things for me. Do they see something that I can't see? And they truly did see things I couldn't see. They looked, they read between the lines, and they said how to make things stronger. And it when I tell you I walked in with all the confidence in the world, I did. And it was wonderful. So I want to share that with you all. Please don't go this alone. Please don't try to run your business by yourself. Invite other people in to help you. Invite us in. If you are afraid, there's strength in numbers. We all won't let you fall. We won't. We will talk you through it. Dr. Akina has been on many calls with me where I'm freaked out. And she'll be like, calm that down, and she'll get me right and send me on my merry little way. Just because of Corona and COVID-19 does not mean that it's time to isolate or you think you're a bother. You're not a bother to anyone. Anyone I ever reached out to now is so surprised and so happy that it let me know. I had a Spelman woman, a woman I went to college with. She just reached out to me and she said, Precious, can you put me in contact with this VIP? And when I read it, my heart broke. It's like, oh my God, I'd be delighted to. I asked her, is there a particular language you want me to use? I know what I'm going to say. Is there a particular language you want me to use? Because I want to get it right. I want you to fly and to blossom. And so I just want you all to know, reach out to your networks. And then number two, the three concrete tips I wanted to give today. I also made a video about it. So why don't you all let me know? Would you rather me just send you a video that you can watch at your own leisure? Or would you want to know those three concrete tips now? Rixie, Cheryl, Dr. Akina, what would you rather want? Do you want me to give more on the three concrete tips? Or would you like me to just send it to your email so that you can, we can be one-on-one with each other? Please let me know what works for you. What truly works for you? Do you want me to talk about the three concrete tips now? Or are we good with, okay, Cheryl said, let's do it. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. And I'll say, okay, so ladies, if you're catching this replay, if you want me to send you, hey, Renee, if you want me to send you a video that I did right before I even got on this, I just put your email, send me your email in a private message unless you already are on my email list. Hey, Amanda. If you're already on my email list, then I'll send that out to y'all tomorrow. But here's what I want to talk about today. So I booked 4 speaking engagements this morning and a 5th one this afternoon. Even I'm surprised. I woke up with email after email and calls started coming in. So I have a new phone. So if you've been calling my old phone, you're not going to get me because that phone hasn't come in. My replacement phone for that hasn't come in, but I have another phone. So when I tell you, it's going to seem like, no, I'm telling you, number one, you have to do like my Spelman sister did with me. Number one. And Renee, you hooked me up with a great speaking engagement. In Long Island, and I will never forget you for that. And I still get rave reviews about it. So anyway, number one, ask your network. And I don't mean just sending out an old cold email like, hey, y'all, I'm looking for speaking engagements, hook a sister up. No, individually to your top people who you know will support, will go to bat for you. Ask them for opportunities. Ask them to put you in contact with a specific person. This is not the time to just be all over the place. Ask them for specific people. And I don't mean you have to go through all of my LinkedIn connections. But if there's a particular person or group you want to be associated with, ask. And then make it easy on the asking person. Give them the language you want them to give, that you want to be said about you. Unless you're comfortable with what they're going to say about you. Ask. Even after all my speaking engagements, I still ask for more opportunities from the hosts. I ask for opportunities from people who walk up to me. Like, oh, do you know of any other companies and corporations or nonprofits or anyone that did you enjoy my presentation today? Is there anyone else in your network who works for a particular company that you wouldn't mind doing a warm introduction to make sure that, I can speak to them too? Whatever. And you ain't got to be perfect about it. Just ask. I promise you. If they say no, F them and keep it moving. Go to your next person. I have never had a person say no to me. In fact, I did a virtual training for these top nonprofits. And a woman from there put me on to another big organization. They were like, yo, you come highly referred. Can we get on a call? We'd love to speak to you. We'd love to see, could you do a training for us? Paid. And let me say this, y'all. Since we're at home, sometimes free speaking engagements, not all the time, sometimes free will walk you through doors that you couldn't have got through before. Because now there's a lower barrier to entry. If you're bad, they won't call you back. If you're good, we need her. We need a longer session when all of this blows over. Number one, ask your network specific people, not everybody, not an all call. That I don't find those to be work. I don't find those to work. I find if you're specific with the person you're reaching out to, if you give them a person or industry you like, introductions to particular contacts in that particular industry, that makes it easier. They'll narrow it down and be like, okay, look at these particular people. Any of the people in this list work for you? All right. Is there a particular language you want me to use when I'm introducing you, making that warm introduction? Kill it, y'all. Number 2, does your marketing materials match up with what you're saying? Does your marketing materials, that means your website, your social media presence, brochures. Let me give you an example. So my friend Sarah, I sent her over a mock-up of my website. I sent my friend Kelly, who has Ladies Who Leverage, who's a great networking group and a membership that's just bomb. She looked at it. I've had people look at the mock-up of my website and they were cutting it up. Do you want to know why? Because I value their opinion. And if they want me to succeed, they're going to make sure that my materials are on point. They're going to make sure. Like Sarah said to me, Precious, I'm looking over your new mock-up. And she said, you really work really well with sales teams and companies and corporations. What I'm getting a lot of is this is focused on individuals. What do you have that speaks to the companies and corporations? Do you know that was like a mind freak for me? It didn't occur to me that I hadn't addressed that. So if you have the right people looking over your marketing materials, your social media, they can tell you what's missing and what you need to do before they make that warm introduction. So you're on point. You're on point. That way, when they present you as the genius and a bad bitch that you are, there is no question and no doubt. And number 3, I say this all the time and I feel like people don't pay me any attention. Why should people choose you? If you have not done a deep dive into your background, if you have not asked your trusted advisors and entrepreneurs around you why they refer people to you, why they rock with you, why they roll with you, why they keep supporting you, then you're doing a disservice because you're just parroting things you think people want to hear and not what people know to be true about you. So I need you to write a list of 150 items of why somebody should choose to work with you, whether as a speaker, as a trainer, as a coach, as a consultant. If you have not written out 150 reasons why, and I don't want 150 reasons from you. I want you to do the collective of your entire team. And I don't mean the team that you work with. I mean the trusted individuals who have your best interests at heart and want to see you succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Not those haters who would tell you some BS, but the people who love you enough to hop on and say, yo, let's get thuggy with it. This is why I rock with you. I rock with you because you're consistent. I rock with you because even when you were down, you still encourage other people to keep going. You know what I mean? As a coach, you are second to none. Because no matter what goes on in your personal life, you don't focus on that. You focus on what your client needs in that moment. You put your needs second to the needs of your client. And I rocks with you because of that. The reason why I send people to you is because you're the best in the business. You're the best in the business. Not because I say so, but because I know so. So I really want you all to really do a deep dive into 150 reasons why somebody should work with you. And then I want you to work with your team. Yeah, I said, Dr. Akeen, I said 150. And that's why I said, don't do it alone. If you're going to do it alone, you're never going to get it done. But if you ask your trusted advisor, you can ask me, Dr. Akina, why I rocks with you. Because I'm going to tell you why I rocks with Dr. Akina. I rocks with Dr. Akina because she's thrown opportunities my way and we haven't worked together like that. She sent people my way. Oh, you need to work with my girl Precious. Oh, you need to book her for this. You need to do that. Who does that? Who does that? Someone who trusts you before they've even worked with you. Who does that? And the reason why you do 150 items is because when you go through it morning and night and get it in your brain why people rock with you and why you are the best in the world at what you do, there will be 10 to 15 that are so bomb. It doesn't matter what audience you speak to, you are freaking impressive. And you will believe that about yourself. And when you have those doubtful moments, people will bring it to your face and say, hey, get your butt together. You are the greatest that ever walked the face of this earth. You are the greatest coach, the greatest trainer, the greatest consultant. They don't make them like you anymore. You take what you've been given the worst deck of cards and you played it masterfully. You give hope to women. You give hope to men. You inspire people to keep going even when you may not make it to the finish line. That's conviction, my people. My sisters, my bad bitches. That's conviction. That's why people rock with you right now. If you think because you have no clients or people can't pay and stuff like that, okay, that's part of the pandemic, right? But I'm here to tell you, it ain't over. And when people talk about pivoting, as scary as that word may seem, what it also may mean is you were playing in the wrong sandlot altogether. You were playing in the wrong sandlot. Maybe you were playing with people who couldn't afford you anyway. Maybe you were playing with people who couldn't see your value because they didn't even value the investment in themselves. So as you do that deep dive into 150 reasons why, You will look at yourself in a totally new light because you will no longer be looking at riffraff. You're the freaking cream of the crop. How dare you bow down to something that isn't on your level? How dare you? How dare you? So, number one, ask your network with specificity. Who do you really want an introduction to? Who do you really want to speak with? Who do you know in their network that can totally set you on fire? And be willing to do what they say. Number two, does your marketing materials match up with who you really are? Ask them that before they make the warm introduction, because you want to make sure that there's not a question in the other person's mind who is being asked for, who's given the warm introduction. There's no doubt in their mind that you're the right person, and that's why they are warmly introducing you. And number three, give those 150 reasons why they should choose you. And that way, when an MFer comes to you and says, well, and doing all of that, it ain't no skin off your back, because they not your people, and you keep it moving. I sent out an email newsletter and I asked a question, and quite a few people unsubscribed. And at first I was hurt, and then I was like, oh my God, that's opening up the room for the people who are really supposed to be here. Thank you, God. You're making room for the right people. And I thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So ladies, how does that work with you? Does that resonate with you at all? I mean, I have a lot of tips, tricks, and techniques, but I really wanted you to know why I was chosen. I'm visible. I am who I say I am. I have things to back me up. And it's women like you who will show up at 1:30 on a Monday afternoon who will let me know that you trust and value what I have to say. Is there any question that you all may have? Is there any questions y'all may have? Please let me know. Cheryl Fields, I would be delighted to have a phone call with you. I just, put it in, send me a personal message, and I'll make sure that I'll put you on the calendar. And anybody else who wants, a perfect pitch session with me, just PM me, and we'll get you on the calendar. Okay. At the end of the day, y'all, you're worthy. What would you do if you weren't afraid? You don't have to be afraid anymore. You have sisters here who care. I'm so grateful for you, Amanda. I'm so grateful for you, Kelly. I'm so grateful for you, Cheryl. I'm so grateful for you, Dr. Akina. I'm so grateful for you, Rixie. And Yvette. Renee, I love you. I love all y'all. Thank you all so much. And I won't take up any more of your time. I just want you to know, if you want me to send you a message, like a video message with these tips again, just so you'll always have it with you, I will definitely do that. And if you're already on my mailing list, then it's coming out to you tomorrow morning. So get ready. But if I don't have your contact information, please PM me with your email address, and I will make sure that you get it tomorrow morning, just so you kick ass. Okay. Is there anything else that I can do for any of you ladies before I jump off and have a client call? I feel like I look so dark. And yeah, my tooth fell out. We're not gonna worry about that, y'all. Y'all know how I get down. It'll be back in. I love you all. What would you do if you weren't afraid? You would ask more. You would make sure your marketing materials and social media things are on point. And you would know specifically why somebody should choose you. You would know. You all are worthy. And I love you. Please take care. Bye. And if I said anything that resonates with you, please put it in the comments. Share with other sisters. And if you need something from this group, do not play around and go it alone. Bring it to the group and let us help you solve it, okay? I learned that from Kelly Charles Collins. Love you all. Mwah. Bye.